Good afternoon, guys. It's late. It's almost 5. I'm about 3 hours or so behind on my live today. And I want to share with you why. In addition to bringing you our topic for today. I'm going to give people a couple minutes to see. This is probably an awkward time to be live because I know people are wrapping up their day at work and probably trying to get home. But if you're able to join in, I would greatly appreciate it. So I will give some people some time just to see if they can join. Like I said, I'm late recording because I was fighting with some things today. And if you look at the topic of the video, it's talking about our continuous journey on moving forward and how we need to continue to move forward, and how moving forward is very difficult, especially if you're moving forward looking for fast action, fast things to happen. Also fighting with my faith. I had a difficult fight the past couple days with my faith. And for those of us that, don't know, I recently resigned from the school district in December. 23 years. Resigning from the school district. I had no savings, no money saved up. So I'm just kind of like working on paycheck to take care of my bills. But I was diligent. I was pressing and moving forward with my faith. And utilize, which is something that I've never done. I've always been afraid to act on faith. But I took that chance and I took that leap. And the only way you're going to master something is if you have to believe that your faith is going to carry you. However, the past 2 weeks have been a little rough. And there are so many things that I suppress, that I really don't talk to people about. Because number one, I don't want people all in my business. So I don't talk to people about a lot of things. I just kind of suppress it. I'll write it down. I'll make notes. And I'm going to honestly say sometimes pray about it, because I don't always pray about it. I just kind of be upset and hit with the coulda, shoulda, wouldas and the regrets. But I'm trying to continue to push forward towards my journey of becoming a better me, and push forward in utilizing my passions to get me where I want to go. Again, my passion is public speaking and motivational speaking. And another reason why this video is so late is because I had a problem motivating myself to do this. I had a problem motivating people who look for me to motivate. I had a problem finding that comfort in me. I had a problem, finding the right words. What words do I want to say? How can I not allow or let my emotions to show? And how can I still pull people in, but I'm feeling some type of way? So I struggled with my faith. And I called my sister, and I was just running it by her. And she had a few things to say, which kind of helped me out. And sometimes if people say things that help me out, I like to go and write those things down so that I'll never forget. I write the day, who told me, the time, and I try to remember what they said, and I write it down so that if it happens again, then I can go to that note and say, oh, I remember when whoever said this and when whoever said that. Now, how my faith has me feeling. I'm feeling like I'm not going to make it. I'm feeling like my choice to pursue, I shouldn't have done it. I do feel like that. I am so high strung in my mind about what I want to do. And then when it gets to the point to where I'm doing it or I have to do it, I regret it. That's that comfort zone. That's that complacent environment I put myself in by staying in the field of education, teaching the students, and that was the only thing I was doing. I wasn't cultivating any skills for myself. I wasn't developing any skills for myself. I wasn't building anywhere for myself. And so when I think about certain things I need to give up in order to move forward, I have a few things that I want to share. So I wrote these things down, but I didn't want to keep looking up and down on my paper. So I have a separate screen here on the side, and I will be glancing on that screen on the side. I just wanted to share a few things with you that we must stop doing in order to move forward. Some things that we have to give up doing in order to move forward. A lot of these may apply to people. Some of these may not apply to you. All of these may apply. None of these may not apply. But I will tell you that the ones I'm going to share with you are the ones that apply to me and that have been applying to me since I've taken this leap of faith. Now, I don't like to get into religious conversations. I don't do religious conversations. Everybody pray to different gods, do their own thing. I don't get in I don't get involved in religious conversations. However, I will say this. I do have faith that God is going to provide. I just need to do my part and be diligent and keep working. And that's where I have messed up. I can honestly say that that's where I have messed up. I've messed up with not working along with God to fulfill my passion. I haven't been doing what I've needed to do. And I do know that in my last video, I stated that I'm going to be one of those people that is going to have to work for what they want. Nothing's going to be given to me. Nothing's going to be handed to me. No one's going to say, oh, she taught for 23 years. Let's get her up in here to do this. And let's do this and let's grow her. And it's not going to happen that way. So there are some areas that I need to work on to grow and to get better. There are some areas that I must give up if I plan on moving forward. And I want to share them with you today. Okay. The first one, that is probably the ultimate thing. I know that I have a serious problem with that. It's probably the ultimate thing that we deal with when it comes to moving forward and wanting to do better for yourself. And that is letting the opinions of others control your life. If we're not controlling our lives, it's controlling the thinking. It's controlling how we feel about certain things. It's controlling what we say. It's controlling what we want to do. So the biggest issue that I have, and that I know a lot of us suffer from it, is allowing the opinions of other people to control what you're trying to do. I want to let that sit for a moment. Allowing the negative opinions of others control your thinking, control your motivation, control your thoughts. It is so easy to want to share things with people. And it's so easy for people to say the first thing that comes to mind as a response. But it's also the easiest for us to fall for what they say. And then now we're feeling like we've made the worst mistake of our lives. We feel like I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have worn that. I shouldn't have done this. I shouldn't have bought this. I shouldn't have given this back. But if it was what we wanted to do, we're doing it because that's what we want to do. If we did things that other people wanted us to do, a lot of us wouldn't get anywhere. It may help a lot of us, but the majority of us wouldn't get anywhere. So when you are listening to the opinions of other people, that's a killer. That's a damper. And it may not seem like it or not, but every day it's something going in my head every day that's making me feel like I shouldn't have quit my job. It's making me feel like this imitation passion that you have, or this imaginable passion that you have to be a public speaker, or to be a social media influencer, or to mess around on TikTok and upload videos and do, like, why would you do something like that? Bills are still happening. Things are still needing to be fixed. Things are still needing to be done. And you're walking around here living on a passion, living on a dream. That's painful. And that's what we do. We hear those opinions of people. And it's so easy to say, well, it's not about what they think. It's not about what they think. But I'm going to tell you something. And I'm going to be honest with you. For me, I can only speak for me. It is sometimes what they think. It is sometimes what they say. I have all of the power and the confidence in the world as long as I'm alone, as long as I'm writing it down, as long as I'm on my way to church, as long as I'm listening to church or watching church. I have all the power in the world when I'm alone. But it's once I get around others, I feel like I have nothing. I feel like I have nothing going for me. Like, and I go back to battling and fighting with my faith. And like, no, I chose this. No, this was what I wanted to do. So I am going to do this regardless. I'm going to do this regardless. It's so easy to say, but it hurts. It hurts. It hurts when you have the supporters saying things what you shouldn't have done. Notice I said the supporters, which means everybody don't have your best interests. Everybody don't have your best interests. Some people support you to see you fail. And some people actually support you to actually support you. It's difficult to figure out the difference because they both sound the same and they both feel the same. But it's difficult. It's a difficult process. You have to think about. You have to do exactly what's best for you. And that's what I'm thinking too. I have to do what's best for me. But then here's the thing. What if you don't know what's best for you? What if you think you know what's best for you? Sometimes I think, and it doesn't matter now if this gets out, that some days I do regret leaving my job, because I do. You would never have to go behind my back and say, oh, I think she regrets leaving. No, I'm telling you, sometimes I do. I do regret it sometimes. But when I really think about it, I did it for a reason. And now I need to take that faith and take that reason, and I need to continue to push forward. Those people are gonna always be there. They're gonna be in the back, on the side, in the front, horizontal, diagonally, vertically. They're gonna be everywhere. But you have to figure out, I have to figure out how to keep pushing forward and how to stay strong with me and how to stand firm on my decision. I have to do that, but it is so freaking difficult when you can't even distinguish the real supporters from the fake supporters. Someone's gonna always say something. Someone's gonna always say what you shouldn't have done. Or someone's gonna always make you feel like that you shouldn't have done. Yeah, I'm getting you right now. Yeah, I'm getting that. I'm getting those thoughts sometimes. I'm getting sometimes people saying little things and making little comments and making little gestures like, maybe you think you shouldn't have did that. I'm getting it. And for the past 2 weeks, it has been a strain. It's been a strain. But I try to keep saying that no, this is what I wanted. And now I have to work for what I want. Number 2, after we're done allowing people, to control our life with their negative opinions, something else that we must give up in order to move forward is don't look at where you're coming from. So it's like you look at your past failures and you continue to say, well, I failed all those times. Why would I succeed now? I'm honestly going to say another issue that I have. I failed so many times back then. What makes me think I'm better now? What makes me think I can do it now? Why? Why do I think that? Something in me told me that I can. So I'm trying to act on that. But that is difficult. It's difficult because if you had fewer successes, then you had failures. If I'm saying that correctly, you're only going to constantly think about the failures that you had. And it's hard. It's hard to grow past the failures, but you have to remember, you're a different person. You're a different person now than you was at first. You're not that same person. So for me to handle that, for me to handle my past failures and they still come up now, I think about you're not the same person you were back then. 10 years ago, you weren't the same person. 5 years ago, you weren't the same person. Hell, 2 years ago, you weren't the same person. So we can't let the shame of our past failures keep us from pushing forward. The next one. Being indecisive about what you want. So this morning, I'm thinking to myself, I know what I want. I know what I want to do. But then in the same thought, or in the same breath of me speaking it, I say, but do I really want this? Why am I wanting this? Why am I doing this? Why do you want to be a public speaker? What makes you think that you... And I fight this so many times with me. I fight it so many times with me. I fight it so many times. There are going to be times that on these lives, I'm going to admit some things that I've never admitted before. Because, and I choose to do it because as a part of opening myself up in this new passion, in being a public speaker, I have to be vulnerable to the things that I've gone through in my life. And I will say that I am very indecisive about what I'm doing because it all goes back to the first thing I told you about allowing the negativity or the negative opinions of others control your life. It all falls back to that because I still think about what makes you. Why would you be a good motivational speaker? Who would listen to you? Why would people listen to you? Why? Why? You know? So it is letting the opinions of others control your life, number one. The shame of past failures, number two. And being indecisive about what you want. Once you put your mind to what you want, it is something that you have to continue to work on. I have solely put my mind, notice it's just my mind, not my energy, and definitely not my time, because I'm indecisive. But I put my mind to wanting to be a motivational speaker. I put my mind to it. But now I have to put the work into it. And I can't allow these things to get into the way to keep me from pushing forward. Okay? So another one that we can look at is running from problems that you should fix. Running from problems that need to be fixed. I'm going to say that again. One thing we need to give up in order to move forward is we have to stop running away from problems that should be fixed. And I'm going to say that the biggest problem that some of us have that should be fixed are those people that we keep in our ear every time we try to do something good for ourselves. That's a problem. Those individuals are problems. And however you choose to deal with it, I'm going to say it like this. However you choose to deal with it, if you choose to clown me around others, and I feel like that I need to fix that problem, then we're going to fix it in front of others. I'm not going to pull you to the side. You didn't have the decency to pull me. You wanted to try to, well, hey, well, why would you do that? Well, what would make you do that? Well, what are you going to do about money? Well, what about your finances? What you know what? And if you do that around others, then we're going to address it. We're going to address it together around the others. So that's a problem. And that problem needs to be fixed. You know, I think, I know a lot of people do this. When they're working on projects or they're working on changes in their life, a lot of people don't like to say what they're doing. They like to wait until it's done. And then they share what they've done. And sometimes that makes sense. Because if you share something that you want to do and it ends up not happening, the people who were there for you, what are they going to say? Girl, I knew she wasn't going to do. I knew she wasn't going to last. I knew she wasn't going to make it. I knew. Which takes us back to the number one reason, letting those opinions control your life. That's a problem. So that problem needs to be fixed right then. It needs to be fixed. And anything that's going to hinder your growth needs to be fixed. Anything that's going to hinder your growth needs to be fixed. And I feel like that hurt people hurt people. So those hurt people need to be fixed. And I feel like a way you could do that is to just simply say, hey, what is the problem? What is the problem with me wanting to be a public speaker? What is the problem with me wanting to be a caterer? What is the problem with me wanting to be an event planner? What is the problem? You know, I already have to fight competition. Now I have to fight my so-called friend because of what I want to do. And I see now why some people don't share what they're doing. They don't share their process. Some people don't even say what they think they want to do, because you have people that are ready to say what you can't do. You have people that are ready to say what you ain't gonna do. You have people that's ready to do that. So don't run from the problems. Stand there and fix it, no matter who it is. It could be in your own household, because I tell you, family members and close friends, and even sometimes spouses, don't even believe in you. They don't. Not saying that they want to see you fail, but it's almost like you should have stayed there. Like, this sounds good what you're trying to do, but maybe you shouldn't. I've seen people do what you're saying you want to do, but they had this, and you don't have that. So what makes you think? That's a problem. Let's not run from that problem. That's a problem. So it was only 4, really. I had a list of about 8, but I really wanted to just hit those 4. And I will tell you them again. Letting the opinions of others control your life, whether it's your thoughts, your feelings, your emotion, your space. The shame of past failures. Don't allow those things in the past to dictate what's going on right now. You're living in the present. You're not living in the past. Okay? Being indecisive about what you want. If you want it, go get it. And God knows that that's easier said than done. It is so easier said than done. I get it. I'm going through it right now. Me standing my ground and saying, you know what? I want to be a motivational speaker. I said it. That doesn't mean I'm one. So it's easier to say it than to get out there and do it. And then the last one, running from problems that should be fixed. That's people, that's situations, that's careers. Fix the problems. Fix them. Try to fix them. You know, try to fix them. It is something. It's something out there. And I will tell you, these past 4 weeks, they have been rough since I haven't been back to work. And now I'm not going to say that I missed the job, because I kind of don't miss the job at all. If I have to be honest, I don't miss the job at all, really. But I think when people don't know you in a different sector, in a different realm, they don't give you an opportunity. It's people that don't give us an opportunity to grow, which then allows us not to give ourselves the opportunity to grow. So it's almost like when they say you are your worst enemy, you are your worst critic. That's true. That is absolutely true. Because I will say all this and feel good about telling it to you, but I will finish this live and I will feel terrible about my choices and my decisions. I will. And I don't want to. So I encourage you not to do that also. Like, fight for this journey. Fight to move forward. And as I'm talking to you, I'm definitely talking to myself, because I'm having an issue. I am battling and I am fighting with my faith. I am fighting with my faith. And I'm telling you all, the past couple weeks, I've been losing. I've been losing the fight. I have been losing the fight. I will say that. I've been losing the fight because I've been losing the fight. I've been losing it. And so I'm constantly writing down things that I need to do to get better. I'm constantly writing down new ways I need to be feeling and new things I need to be saying. I'm constantly writing things down. But then too, I realize this. Writing means nothing if you're not putting it in action. Writing means nothing if you're not putting it in action. Words mean nothing if you're not putting them in action. So we got to get these roadblocks out of the way in order to move forward. And I guarantee you that everything I'm telling you today, I'm telling it to myself. I can only fix my roadblocks. I can only give you suggestions of how to fix your roadblocks, but I'm only in control of my roadblocks. But I love sharing what you could possibly take into consideration to fix your roadblocks or to move that trash out of the way. I'm only here to give you suggestions because I have my own roadblocks I need to work with. So we have to keep trying. We have to keep pushing. We have to keep doing. And it's going to be hard. It's going to definitely be hard. You're going to probably have some emotional moments. You're probably going to cry about it. You're probably going to be upset about it. You're probably going to be regretful. Me. Cried about it, upset about it, regretful, sad, feel like I made the worst mistake. I'm going through that now. But I'm still trying to push. And I'm still trying to use the faith that I have left to keep me going. And that's what I encourage you to do. Use the faith that you have left to keep you going. Use that faith that you have left. How you know, Monica? Hey, sister. How do you know? How you tell me how? Tell me how you know, or do I need to call you personally? Because I'm trying to help people. I'm trying to always say that what I put out is for me. It's things that I go through. It's things that I deal with. But I know that I'm not alone. I know I'm not the only person that's dealing with these things. I know I'm not. And I won't be the last person. And neither will you be the last person. So we just have to get it in our minds that if we want to move forward to where we want to go, we have to identify the things that we need to get rid of. We have to identify the things. They're only cut because they need to be done. I clipped them down so they can just be gone. But as soon as I get some funds, I'm going to go get some new ones. But they're going to be short. I'm going to keep them short. True. That is one way to tell. That's one way to tell that I am making that change because yeah. Funny that you use the nails as a reason why. But yes, so as you are continuing to push forward in your journey, I want you to take the time, whether you write it out, type it into your phone. If you have a whiteboard, type it on your board, write it on Post-it notes and stick it on your desk. I want you to figure out the things that you must give up to move forward. And then let that faith activate and work for you, which that is my next step. Getting back connected with my faith, having a conversation with my faith, apologizing to my faith for not trusting as I should. You guys that have logged in to watch, I do appreciate it. I need to get a little bit more consistent with my timing. But like I stated earlier, I had a rough morning, a rough start, fighting with what I believe in and fighting my faith, that I didn't have the motivation. I didn't have the motivation to come on. And I had to give that up. I had to give up my lack of motivation to continue to motivate others. That's what I had to do. Give up my lack of motivation to continue to motivate you guys. So think about those things you must give up in order to push forward. And I will see you back here soon. Have a wonderful Tuesday evening.